the concept of salaries, and we have discussed the basic concept there. Now, section 16 is basically what? Deduction from salaries. Section 15 was a charging section. Section 16 is deductions from salary. So, what deductions are allowed from gross salary? So, in computing the income which is chargeable under the head salaries, the following deductions are allowed. Number one is standard deduction. 16(1)(a) is standard deduction. A standard deduction is allowed from gross salary. That is 100% of such salary or rupees 50,000 which is less. Say we have, standard deduction is there. Say we have income from salary. Say we have gross salary. Person has gross salary of 5 lakh rupees. From that gross salary, standard deduction is allowed, irrespective of the expenses incurred. Standard deduction is allowed under section 16 clause 1A, that is 100% of salary or rupees 50,000, whichever is less. Whichever is less. So here 50,000 standard deduction is allowed. Therefore, your income from salary rupees will be what? 4,50,000. This is income from salary. So everywhere you will be giving standard deduction under section 16(1)(a), that is 100% of salary or rupees 50,000, whichever is less. That standard deduction is allowed. Then we have, in case of government employees, we have entertainment allowance. Second deduction is on account of entertainment allowance. That is what? Entertainment allowance. That is entertainment allowance. So see how entertainment allowance is allowed as deduction. In case of, say, we have non-government employees, and we have government employees. In case of non-government employees, entertainment allowance is fully taxable. Entertainment allowance, it is fully taxable. It is fully taxable. Whereas in case of government employees, it is first included for determination of gross salary. It is what? First included for determination of gross salary. And then deduction is allowed under section 16 clause 2. Under section 16 deduction is allowed to the extent of the least of the following. To the extent of least of the following. To the extent of least of following. Number one is 20% of basic salary. Number one is 20% of basic salary. So it is only basic salary that is to be considered here. It is 20% of basic salary. Number two is rupees 5,000. Fixed sum of rupees 5,000. And number three is the actual entertainment allowance. Actual entertainment allowance which is granted to the employee. So least of the three amounts, they are deductible. One is 20% of basic salary, other one is rupees 5,000, and number 3 is what the actual entertainment allowance which is granted to the employee. So it is actual amount received rupees 5,000 and it is 20% of the basic salary. So in case of government employee, deduction is allowed into the extent of the least of the following. Then third deduction is on account of employment tax. It is also known as professional tax. Or employment tax. So an assessee is allowed deduction of any of sum paid by him on account of the tax on employment within the meaning of Article 276(2), and employment tax cannot exceed rupees 2,500 per annum as per the Constitution. Employment tax, the same cannot exceed rupees what? 2,500 per annum. So deduction is allowed on account of the employment tax. So here these three deductions are there. One is standard deduction, other one is the entertainment allowance, and number third is the employment tax. So these are deductions under section 16 from salaries. Now we will be discussing one basic question which was asked. Rajesh Kumar, he is an Indian citizen. Rajesh Kumar is an Indian citizen and is posted in Indian High Commission at London. During the previous year 2021, his emoluments consist of basic salary 1,40,000 per month, overseas allowance. So he is posted in say London. So as you are aware, in case of an Indian citizen, government employee, if any services are rendered outside India, income is deemed to accrue or rise in India, and is taxable. Income is deemed to accrue or rise in India and the same is taxable. You are aware of this fact, and you know that allowances and perquisites to such employees, whatever allowances and perquisites are given to such employees, same is exempt under section 10(7). The allowances and perquisites to such employees, they are exempt. Where they are exempt? They are exempt under section 10(7). So they have said that he is getting a basic salary of 1,40,000 per month, overseas allowance of 40,000 per month. Besides, he is entitled to airfare from going and coming to India and also free use of government car at London. He has no taxable salary except salary. He has no taxable income. He has no taxable income except salary income stated above. His employer did not deduct tax at source. Rajesh Kumar argues that he is not liable to pay tax on salary earned and received outside India since he is a non-resident during the previous year. So his contention of Rajesh Kumar is not correct. This contention of Rajesh Kumar is not correct. In case of non-resident, if any income is deemed to accrue or rise in India, deemed to accrue or rise in India, same is taxable. And since his salary is deemed to accrue or rise in India, it is taxable. And even if any tax is due, it is a duty of the employer to deduct tax, as he is not responsible. It is not his responsibility to pay the tax. So this second contention is also not correct, because even if, in case, if any income on which tax is deductible at source. In case any income on which tax is deductible at source but has not been deducted, if the tax is deductible at source but the same has not been deducted, in such a case the tax is to be paid by the payee directly. That is, the provision of law is there. If there is a requirement of tax deduction at source, but the same has not been deducted, then in that case, the tax is to be paid by the payee directly. So this contention is not correct. And what will it make a difference if Rajesh is a foreign citizen? In case Rajesh is a foreign citizen, the income will not be taxable in India. First of all, we will be computing his salary income. Basic salary is 1,40,000 into 12, that is 16,80,000. The overseas allowance and perquisites, whatever allowances and perquisites are provided, same are exempt under section 10(7). They are exempt under section 10(7). So the gross salary is rupees 16,80,000. Gross salary is rupees 16,80,000. Less, as we have discussed about the standard deduction will be allowed of 50,000 rupees. So salary income will be 16,30,000 rupees. Salary income is 16,30,000 rupees. And they say in case Rajesh is a foreign citizen, then income will not be regarded as deemed to accrue or rise in India, and same will not be taxable in India. In case Rajesh is a foreign citizen, then salary income will not accrue or rise in India, and hence the same will not be taxable. And the same will not be taxable in India. So we have discussed this question. This was asked in November 1998. So this type of question can be asked again. So you can understand the things. It is basically based on section 913, how the income is taxed in case of a non-resident, even if the income which is accrue and arise in India is chargeable to tax. And in case of an Indian citizen, government employee, if services are rendered outside India, then also the income is deemed to accrue or rise in India. However, his allowances and perquisites, they are exempt from tax under section 10(7).